There are stories, legends, and rumors about the man called John Shrek McPhee.
You'd see the green glow from behind it. So all the savages call this green-eyed devils.
We wanted to uncover the truth, to understand how he became the man he is today.
Over time, seeing the worst of humanity in these f***ed up situations, my heart turned black.
He is not a fun human to work for, but you put John McPhee in a case that says break in case of war or violence, and you break that, he is one of the greatest war fighters.
We traveled day and night from England to America. Our goal was simple, to bring a hidden side of him into the light.
People want to know what makes the monster the monster.
You see, John is a paradox. He's celebrated as an elite veteran, but condemned by critics for his past.
It's bizarre to me, man. People want to know about my fucking mom. Can't we just talk about fucking war stories?
A legend to some and a villain to others. But we wanted to find out who he truly was.
When you take a little kid that wants to be good and you crush his little heart, you would be amazed at like the violence or what people are really capable of.
But the load's still deadly. Man, 67's on deck, keep it steady. Doing my best on a morning run. No pistol needed when the frag's getting done. Command said carry, I said say less. These ain't toys,
They're for combat vets.
Belgian frags stuck deep in the fit. Small bang bang,
Big boy head.
Fragile baby, it's a one-way trip.
Pull the pin, let it rip. Tape them tight, they don't play no games. You hear burn, better run from flames.
Rain, fire from the sky. No names blacked out. No one will cry. One shot, one drop, then we go. This ain't combat, this is scourge. Every bullet, every breath of violent purge. By the time you see us, it's too late.
It's the best part. Green-eyed devils out for the night. Oh shit, I love these songs.
The enemy called you guys
Yeah.
green-eyed devils.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so that's the best part, I think.
That's cool. So I have to ask you,
Yeah.
why was you running with 2 grenades in your hand?
Well, when I was in Bosnia, you had to run armed. And then one morning, the commander was like, "Where's your weapon?" And I was like, "Boom." And he's like, "Well, that's not a pistol." And I'm like, "I think it's better than a pistol, don't you? I mean, I don't know." Right? Said I had to be armed. I mean, I could wipe out a whole squad or 2 with these, you know? The Frag Now song is about me running with those grenades. You get out a frag, this is like, shit's gone wrong. Everyone needs to die. Who gives a f?
There you go, Luke. There's a bit of awesome.
Come on, let's go get some fruit. Yeah.
It looks good, to be fair. It looks great.
The yellower it is, the better it is.
That's really good.
A good pineapple.
That's a good pineapple.
whole reason I learned to cook was after I got divorced from my first wife, there was a couple nights she made like noodles with ketchup, and she told me it was spaghetti. And like, I know the difference between spaghetti noodles with ketchup. You know what I mean? I grew up poor. Noodles with ketchup is acceptable if you just tell me we're gonna eat it, but don't fucking lie to me, you know?
I think if we do the interview here, we'll have to somehow create like a slight block.
Well, I'll tell you what we could do.
Good to go. Cool. So, just for anyone who doesn't know, just introduce yourself by name and what you do.
I'm John Shrek McPhee, and I teach people to shoot. I live near where steel mills were, and when the steel mills closed down, like the neighborhood died. I went to the Air Force. They told me I wasn't smart enough, basically. So the guy was like, "Have you been to the Army?" I was like, "I haven't," you know, like. So when I went to the Army, like a buddy of mine was like, "Yeah, ask him about the Airborne Ranger thing." I was in Ranger Battalion, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that. And then I went to Special Forces selection, got selected. I was in Special Forces, like with the Q course and being in Special Forces, like maybe 2-3 years-ish. And then I went to unit selection and I made the unit, and I was there for, I don't know, 8-9 years-ish. When no one knows what's going on, I'll make decisions here, you know what I mean?
How'd you learn that?
I don't know. Just kind of came to me, you know?
Do you think you know where it came from?
No. You know where it comes from?
I don't know at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, like I was comfortable with it. I just cut that up yesterday. So if you want to. This is normally where I hike or I park, right? So here's one of the loops.
Oh, cool. So
I normally park there, right?
Yep.
It's really peaceful out here, actually. I guess it's bizarre to me that people want to know what makes the monster a monster. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I think that is part of it, like seeing how that part of you ticks, the savage part of you ticks. A lot of people are asking because they look at you and they see somebody who has managed to get through it, you know, somebody who has kind of healed that part of them, or at least been able to settle it on their own terms. And a lot of people can't, like they're so stuck in that place. Yeah. I think the interest is like, well, how come John, coming from such a background, from such a situation, probably worse than my own situation, was able to do that? Like what's the process between the start line and the finish line? Like how did he get there? Chances of bear up here or anything like that?
0.
0?
Yeah, hear the noise.
Okay.
It's like they're not going near people.
Is there a place you can see them? Like
no, moose. Fucking moose.
Moose.
Mean motherfuckers. Never been this way before. Always go that way. Let's go.
You did a lot of training and exercises in the jungle and stuff when you was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to jungle school like I don't know how many times, 4 or 5, something.
Did you enjoy it?
It's all right. Hot.
Yeah. Whereabouts was that?
Panama.
I feel like a lot of guys have got stories from the jungle. Have you got any?
Can hate monkeys.
Monkeys, it comes up a bit, yeah.
Can jerk off on you, get in their hand, throw it at you. I fucking hate monkeys.
Do you, you know, I'm sure you get recognized now. Do you find it strange that, you know, most of your career you avoided being recognized, and like now people know you from online and stuff?
Man, the number, well, first off, okay. What have I said on these podcasts? We talked about jits with Joe, like Megan Kelly and Sean Ryan want to talk about my mom, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, so, but if like something I said, like gravitates with somebody and I could help them, like that's what it's for. Maybe I wasn't the best soldier ever. I was definitely an asshole most of my time. I was burned out. You know, as a sergeant major, I was a complete fucking dickhead. But if a kid wants to join the service, I'll give him some advice. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give him good advice versus like, you know, what did the recruiter tell you? You know what I mean? Like, he told me I would have great job satisfaction. Like, that sounds impressive, kid. I mean, you want to kill bad guys or not? Like, you ever see Rambo? Like, you know what I mean? Apocalypse Now. Like, but like, okay, so maybe I wasn't the greatest soldier ever. I did what I did, whatever, right? And I tried to be great, but the reality is like, you know how many kids I could help just because of my experience?
The Megan Kelly interview, was listening to that on the drive down last night. And I think you said about the let it go. And she says, yeah, I have family members. We just bury it down. And you're like, no, it's not bury it down.
Failed.
You got to let it go.
Failed,
Yeah, but it's so interesting because I think there's a misunderstanding about that. People think that is letting it go, like forcing it down somewhere, but letting it go is...
Forcing it down is forcing it down.
That's bad shit. Yeah, that's really bad. Like that's, I mean, I know, did you ever do that at any point?
Yeah,
or
I did that. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Talk about
That's where I started. The stuffing that shit down. That's when I realized like, okay, how much can you carry?
Yeah.
You can stuff some shit down, go ahead.
Yeah.
And if you only stuff down a couple things in your life, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, if you're stuffing a lot of shit and heavy shit, eventually it's going to weigh you down. Yeah, I just don't got the strength for that. You know what I'm saying? So eventually you're going to have to let something go. You're never going to get fucking closure. What the fuck is that? You think someone's going to stand up and be like, I wronged you, Jeeves, and here's how, you know what I mean? Like, no, you know, so like, you got to find it within yourself, right? Whether you forgive or forget, different story, but eventually you got to let it go. I mean, well, you know, what are you just going to be carrying all this shit? And for what? It's like this shit never ends. You know what I mean? Here we go.
Oh, there's the view.
And a bench. Gamble paid off. I gotta be honest, this doesn't suck.
No, it's pretty good.
How great is this? Worth the hike for sure.
Mm-hmm. So where's Shrek come from?
Oh man, like everyone has a call sign, right? Everyone's gotta have a call sign. And like, I don't know, I moved this like pallet or something. I pushed it out of the way. And like, most of like a couple of the guys went to go get like the pallet mover or whatever, the big machine, you know what I mean? And the forklift thing or whatever. But I moved this thing out of the way and the guy was like, you're like a fucking ogre. You know, he's like, no, you're like Shrek. And then the guys came back and they're like, well, hey, who moved it? And he's like, fucking Shrek over here, right? And then it just stuck. So, and then I figured as nicknames go, it's not so bad. It's better than like Booger or Poop or I don't know, you know.
Where do you like, did you hear that, oh, maybe I should get out in nature, I should go for a walk, or I should like, get moving? Like, how did you just figure that out?
Yeah, I got on the scale, I weighed 280 and I figured I got to do something. I never even seen anybody this heavy in front of me. You know what I mean? And like, let alone, I'm the fat guy. I've never been the fat guy my whole life. before then I was kind of weaning myself off, like, you know, painkillers, trying to like use diet instead of painkillers. You know, I was kind of forgetful. I had kind of like some of the PTSD forgetfulness shit. I had to figure out through food how to kind of get your brain sharp again, right? And then as I was doing that, detoxing myself, then I realized like I'm fat. You know what I mean? One year I made a resolution I'd put on Instagram too, you know, that I was going to start walking 30 minutes a day and eating protein yogurt in the morning.
Protein yogurt. That's it. Nothing else.
It's that simple. It's a wrap. Cut. It's
Go
a
get your
wrap.
protein yogurt.
You guys can leave early. Like, we got it. You know what I mean? What more do we need? This is some fucking Lord of the Rings shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Around the tree, over the rock. Man, you're sitting up on that thing and it looks so fucking steep and you're like, you know what I mean? You're like, how's the trail even go through there? And then you walk through there and it's a whole fucking other world.
Why'd you do the ice bath?
Man, this is so good for squeezing like lactic acid out of your body, getting your compressing all your skin, your muscle and everything, squeezing all the bad shit out. Normally I try to do this before jujitsu, only because jujitsu or exercise puts good oxygenated blood in your body. So they say to do this before. But you can see it's like, it takes me a minute to keep my breath, right? Like, the trick for me is to breathe through my nose at first. Does that make sense? And I breathe through my nose because your breath wants to run away. So if you breathe through your mouth, you'll be out of breath and you won't last long. So you got to just breathe through your nose and relax. That was a quick 3 minutes. That was really good. You know, wind's blowing a little bit today. You can see my skin start to turn red. One of the things I love about jiu-jitsu, I'm present. Someone's fucking trying to choke me. They're coming for your neck. You have to be present in the moment, right now, present.
While John went off to train, we stayed behind to back up footage and charge our gear. By then, we were starting to understand him a little bit better, but the questions still kept piling up. Why does he live out of a camper van? What made him stand apart from the other Delta operators? And how did he build the kind of mindset that lets a man walk alone into enemy territory again and again and again?
Right, so this is it.
Well, I got a little pantry. I use this for food as well. Tin foil falls out. And you know, I'd like to barbecue, so I always have like minimal barbecue equipment on hand. But just, I keep my food kind of up here. This is a little pantry. I got my extra gis, my rash guards, but I don't really shower in this. I thought I would, but like, there's so many places to shower. I don't really shower in it much, but I will if I'm stuck in traffic. I will, like if I'm on the highway and you get stopped real quick, I'll put this bitch in park and come pee and just watch traffic. Like, yeah, no, we're not moving anywhere. You know what I mean? So I will pee in the van. I pee quite a bit in here, but I try not to do anything other than that.
You strike me as someone who likes like a simpler life, like the simple things. Like, is this sort of the epitome of that? Like, being able to just...
I mean, seriously, I drive till I get tired. I go to sleep. Doesn't matter where it is. You know what I mean? And it's the same night's sleep.
Do you think people overcomplicate things? Like, do you think...
Fucking A, man. Yeah. Most people make shit so fucking hard. Like, I see overcomplication as a sign of weak leadership. Because if you're making this shit more complicated than it needs to be, you don't know what you're doing. Either that or you're scared to say you don't know what's going on to make this better. So it's always a sign of weak leadership to me. So I do take it off-road, but like, I'm not trying to run the Moab in it. You know what I mean? Or like some desert race, like, but I have taken it off-road. It's always good to make sure all your fluids are topped off. One of the things we used to do all the time in Afghanistan was when we stop, we'd take the air cleaner out and tap all the sun or all the dust and debris out of the air filter.
You ever see anything bad happen for like improper maintenance? Like,
yeah,
they turn
man,
deadly.
Yeah, we had an axle, one of the trucks, an axle locked up one night, and like the axle welded itself shut and came to a stop. We had a bunch of dudes in the back. It threw a couple out, and that was improper maintenance. Anytime something bad happened, like stealing cars, anything mechanical, right, cutting with torches. Like when I was in training, you had to like cut these jail cell doors, and like I just cut through it like butter. So one of the instructors is like, I'll take you on for time, you know, gets the timer out. I'm like, shh, done. Watch him till he's done. And they were like, where do you learn the torch like that? It was like, this is all I did as a kid. Like, this is where I spent my youth, with a torch cutting up metal.
What you say about it being useful out there, like one of the things I think a lot of people have heard of is like the car, like being a taxi driver, stealing cars, you know, all that kind of stuff. How does it benefit you? Would you literally jump cars? Like, would you?
Yeah, and then I'd use it for an operational car.
So like, how would you, like, talk us through it? So you identify a car on the street, you just break in, boost the car, and then get on with the mission? And
then I'd park it in my parking lot, and then later I'd use it on a mission. Because you need, like, the license plate needs to be right, the car needs to be right. There's a lot more goes to these things than just, you know, grabbing a car, you know. And then some of these cars, like, I had cars for different reasons. You want to be invisible, minivan, orange taxi. And then some of these cars we would take is because they'd come up hot for like explosive residue. Also, there'd be a chain welded under the driver's seat so they could chain the driver in. Like all these suicide bombers, they're like, you think they're, you know, really down with the cause, killing themselves. And most of them car bombs, they had to chain the guy in, and then they blow it up early because the guy won't fucking do it. So a lot of these guys were chained in. Like, it wasn't their idea.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So we get rid of those cars. They'd come up hot for explosives. We get rid of those cars. So, you know, I mean, the army, you know, look, being in the army, overall grand scheme of thing, kill the bad guy, break his shit. They're using these cars to kill us. Like, we should be breaking these fucking cars.
So when, you know, I've heard you talk about setting cars on fire, was that the main primary reason? Like,
yeah, burn it. We'll burn it right here. We ain't got time to take this bitch. Burn it in place.
How would you torch petrol?
Thermite grenade.
Wow.
Yeah. That thing will burn at fucking 3,000 degrees.
You got any pictures or videos of that?
Somebody does. Like, I used to, but somebody does. They're out there. Yeah. Then there's a lot of pictures of me going.
What's the When people say you was a taxi driver, is that literally you had like was that like a job out there, like as a taxi driver to?
Well, I had an orange taxi and I used to drive it all the time. I would pick these guys up so the government wouldn't have them fucking killed, or they'd see them get picked up in all these Suburbans. Like, you talk to the Americans, pff, dead, goner, right? So because I could go out alone, right? And I had already done it. They just started sending me more and more. And I'd be like, go pick this guy up. And I'd schedule a meet at like a mosque generally. And I just see where he was at the mosque. I'd pull up right to him and roll down the window, or normally windows are open. And I'd be like, yo, get the in. And I had a guy once tell me in English, like, he's like, is that you? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you look like you're from Ramadi. I'm like, I'm in a blue Under Armour shirt and a baseball hat. Get the in before someone kills us. Like, let's go. You know, the taxi paints a picture of who's driving it before you even see him. And really, it was just, the only reason I went out alone a lot is because is fucking rules. Like, the government rules is no one can go out alone. Our rules is there is guys who can go out alone. And in the interest of getting the job done, if this calls for someone being alone, let's send someone right now.
Wait, so so the solo missions were not permitted, or like it was
not to regular army, not to special forces guys, not to the government and security guys. Like,
is that what separates you guys from?
Yeah, a lot of times. There's a lot of stuff that separates us, but that's one of them.
How long was the Saddam stuff happening for? Like, how long was that whole process from when they said they wanted it to, like, all the work you guys put into it?
Yeah, maybe 2 years. I mean, it's not a bad deal considering it took the SEALs 10 to get bin Laden, and that started first. And I'd say Saddam and Zarqawi were harder targets than bin Laden. And whoever took over for AAM took over for Zarqawi, and all the other shitheads we got rid of.
After you guys captured Saddam, was that it? Was there still big names to...
Zarqawi was the militant arm of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which then turned into ISIS with a couple of his top lieutenants.
What was the Saddam thing for? Was that more of a governmental thing, like the pushing the guy in?
Yeah, the fucking United States wanted him gone. That's all it takes. Come on, let's go look. What?
How much was you practicing shooting when you were going for Delta Force? Like, did it ramp up?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day you go to the range. Most guys, you wouldn't even know what they did. They don't look the part. Every Navy SEAL looks the part. They got tattoos. They got anchors and squids, frog tattoos showing. They use hair gel. Like, it's maybe a veinier culture to where, like, where I'm from, you got to blend in.
Have you heard of the Grey Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that more Delta Force then, like the Grey Man?
Come on, you think the SEALs are the Grey Man? There's more books about SEAls than ever. You think they're the Grey Man? You know what I mean? I think in their BUDS training, they like teach them how to write books or something.
What are the attributes that you need then?
The difference between like good and great is a step away. You need to be able to take that step. Most people fail before it gets to the great, and they walk away and they don't do it again. Failure is the best learning tool. You will never get good in a zero defect mentality. You know what I mean? You have to make mistakes to grow. Have to. Everyone's going to fail, man. Like nothing's perfect. Life isn't perfect. Get used to it. You know what I mean? Literally, I failed every thing. I failed everything. Like, I don't know. I was going to try to name shit, but I failed so much shit. It'd be easier just for me to say I failed a ton of shit than me to just start naming everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once I realized this is my life and I fucking loved it, I would do anything I can not to make this end. Work hard. I don't care. I'll work hard. Stay longer. I'll stay longer. I don't want this to end. This is where I belong. Yeah, I've had low self-esteem. I know what rock bottom looks like. I know what them rocks look like. I've been down there a long time. I'd eat dinner and then I'd drink a fifth trying to go to sleep. And I'd eat like, I don't know, I'd eat a few Ambiens. Like, I think the most I ever ate was like 4 or 5 Ambiens. I drank like a fifth, maybe 2/5. And then I'd sometimes wake up at 6 a.m. in the club or in a strip club. How'd I get here? And then it doesn't matter how I got here because I got to leave for work. Yeah, I was bad, you know. When I retired and I was taking painkillers and the VA was giving me pills and shit, I realized, you know, they would tell you, you know, better living through science. Take the medicine. But the medicine only treats symptoms. You're not actually solving the problem. You're just treating the symptoms. It's like you got a flat tire, so you put air in it every day, knowing it's going to be flat tomorrow. Does anyone do that? No, because you got to drive to work, get the tire fixed. I got to drive to work. I don't got time to put air in a flat tire every day. That's what medicine is. We're so used to having like things out there that are the easy button, we forget that there might be something actually better. We always want to hit the easy button. We don't want to do better. We don't want to be better. I just want to hit the easy button. You know, and I just got tired of hitting the easy button. I never starved myself or ran myself into the ground. No, I walked. I did my 10,000 steps. And then when I got good at that, I did 20,000 steps, you know. People live on the internet to the nearest second, and they realize there's shit out there that still takes time. You know, so as soon as you realize this is it's baby steps in a long game, this becomes a lot easier to do. You know, but people they want to lose all the weight today. They want to do it all now. And the reality is like, well, that's not exactly healthy.
As our time with John was coming to an end, I felt we'd grown to know him. We travelled across America, shot guns, eating fruit by the roadside, and even made music together. But one question still lingered. The same question that everyone wants John to answer. What made him the man he is today?
With your music last night?
I didn't get to play with it, no.
I thought for sure you'd have like 3 country songs for me. I was so fired up to hear them. Like,
Well, the Mulligan Brothers, just 2 country boys from across the water.
2 country boys from across the water.
You
ever think you'd be called a country boy?
I don't know.
From across the water?
Yeah.
Me neither. You didn't expect that. There needs to be an asterisk. You know
Yeah, definitely.
Music before AI, so some moron like me never played a note in his life. I'm putting out I got like 30 songs, and I think all of them, I think, are as good as anything I hear on the radio. Yeah. Heavy metal, rock, rap. Let's change it up a little bit.
The Mulligan Brothers made their way across the ocean, chasing stories, telling stories with the camera in their hand. Now they're looking at the land of the free and the home of the brave, with a little southern drawl and a new game plan. They said the U.S. has got so much to offer, and the world needs to know about John Shrek McPhee. Mulligan Brothers, just 2 country boys from across the water. It ain't easy making it in the
It's like a
city,
love song.
but they're doing
Mulligan
all
Brothers,
right,
the love
getting
song.
it done.
Part 2.
Now they're making movies with the people we love, with the whiskey in a cup and a Coke and a rum. They got big plans coming up next year, and they gonna take the world by storm.
One time you could be singing one of your songs. You know, like once the song's in your head, because that could get in your head. That's quite catchy. And I feel like somebody would be like, what's that song? Do you know what I mean? Ask you, what's that song you sing in Shrek?
I'm like, I'm singing the Mulligan Brothers, baby.
That's wild.
This is the second one.
Mulligan Brothers made their way across the ocean, chasing stories, telling stories with a camera in their hand. Now they're looking at the land of the free and a home of the brave, with a little southern drawl and a new game plan. They said the U.S. has got so much to offer, and the world needs to know about John, Sean, Shrek. Well, the Mulligan.
We talk about leadership, but parenting is essentially leadership. And I seen bad leadership before I knew what leadership was. And I knew exactly what I didn't want to be, what I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do to my children what was done to me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do that to any kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the same thing of like knowing what not to do versus what to do. Sometimes it's good to know not what to do.
Yeah, and then like, look, I just try to be good every day. I try to be a little bit better than yesterday. I try to be good. I try to be as honest as possible with people. I try to, full disclosure. I'll tell you, hey, here's where I stand. You know what I mean? If you can do it, you can. If you can't, you can't. Just tell me. It's no harm, no foul, right? Like, in a lot of ways, I just trying to live good, only because, like, what's the alternative? You're going to be an asshole every day? You think you're going to get enjoyment out of that?
So when you were a savage, do you feel like you was bad?
I was bad as and I think it kind of works like this. I don't know. As a little kid, I felt like I was, like, really good. I wanted to be a really good kid. You know what I mean? I wanted to be good. I wanted to, like, do good stuff so my parents seen it. And, like, that wasn't possible for me. No one came to my baseball games. No one went to wrestling practice with me. No one seen my wrestling matches. No one seen anything I did. None of my accomplishments, right? So I was just kind of on my own to achieve, and I had to learn really quick, I'm not doing this for people's approval, even though I wanted that approval and I wanted to be good. But, like, it's hard to be good when you're in a f***ed up environment. It's easier to be bad than it is to be good, right? And even the times I was good, I still got beat for it. So it was like, well, what the f*** is being good, right? And then, I was in the army for 10 years, the war starts, and you start, we're the good guys here. We're the white knights, the paladins, we're going to free the shit out of people. And then over time, seeing the worst of humanity in these fucked up situations and people dying for no reason, whether they're savages or not, or soldiers. I just, in my time, like, my heart turned black. And the only time I would do the right thing was in the worst situation ever, because the rest of the time, I don't give a f***. I always wanted to be good. And I will tell you, man, when you take a little kid that wants to be good and you crush his little heart, you would be, I guess, amazed at, like, the violence or what people are really capable of when you just fucking crush them.
As a kid, how was you, wanting to be good then? Like, what was it? What were the sparks of things? Like, did you and your brother have like a loving relationship between the two of you?
Yeah, we were brothers. We fought, but we're both close. But we fought. You know what I mean? And I think we fought a lot, only because we thought that was our norm. We're supposed to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's just one of them things, right, where we thought we were supposed to do these things. But, we were both victims of the same shit. And same up shit, we walked away with different lessons. People can be in the exact same situation and have different takeaways.
To do the letting go, did you have to do, I think you said this the other day, actually, understand why someone was doing something, or how somebody could get to, like, do you have the I'm trying to think of the word, the empathy and understanding as to why somebody could become evil? Like, is that important to have, like, to be able to understand that?
Empathy is incredibly important to have. You know what I mean? Empathy is what makes people good. Right? Because if you didn't have empathy, it'd be like, that guy's fuck him. You know, there's a lot of shitheads in the world. They say whatever the they want. We call it free speech. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't let it ruin your day. You know what I mean? I think it's Mother Teresa has like a poem or saying or some shit. The person with the smallest mind can tear down everything that took you a lifetime to build. Build it anyway.
Damn, I didn't think I was going to get Mother Teresa quotes out.
Yeah, me neither. Didn't see that on the radar. Real talk, yeah. But, you know, build it anyway, man. So you're going to let one person with some mindset crush your lifetime of work? No. Them. You know what I mean?
Something you asked yesterday of about operating in the chaos, and you said, well, do you think you know where it's from? Like, I think you was asking me, and like a Garba Mate would say, well, yeah, you was born in chaos. Like, of course you're going to be able to thrive in it. Like, that's makes perfect sense that that's where you feel at home and you're able to just operate on another level compared to other people.
It's probably right. Right, my childhood home was kind of chaotic. You know what I mean?
I feel like as you start to become an adult, you know, that's a real tricky time for a kid. Was your mum better at that point? In those later teens?
I don't know about better, but she couldn't control me. You know what I mean? She couldn't beat me or hurt my feelings like when I was a little kid.
What age was you when she died?
Let's see. Maybe 45.
Oh, okay. Did it impact you?
No, I didn't shed a tear. Cried like a baby when my dog died. Didn't shed a tear for that lady. It is what it is.
And so your dad died when you was, I'm guessing, in your 30s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that upsetting at all?
No.
How about when, you know, first experience like losing a buddy at war or something, like, did that have an impact on you? I'm guessing.
Yeah, the first guy I seen die in front of me, I was kind of freaked out for a day. But you get used to it. And shit happens. What are you gonna do? Dying in combat, standing your ground until the fucking very end? Like, how baller is that? You know what I mean? As a man goes, you died doing what you absolutely love, were trained to do. Like, I see that as like the highest form of respect, or, you know what I mean? Like, why would I cry for somebody who fucking did what you're supposed to fucking do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dying in your sleep when you're fucking 90, grandkids won't even give you the remote control, you shit in a diaper. Like, is this the highest form of death you could get? Like, you know what I mean?
Why did they take the remote control off you?
Because you're 90-some and you watch crazy shit, so no one wants to give it to you, you know? Don't give grandpa the remote. No one wants to watch his shit.
Right, so
Look, we go from here to there.
Yep.
And then this dirt road up to the next one.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, and the elevation is?
We'll go up 1,000 feet in about a mile and some change.
And that will put us at 6 or 77.
So we're gonna go up to like 74, 77 ish in like a mile.
Cool.
Something like that. We're gonna walk on the trail, like the nice trail like we did yesterday.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit a gravel road. I don't know, probably not this good, like the gravel you can't walk on.
Yeah.
And it's just a never-ending staircase up to like one of those signs.
Okay. And you're doing this, what, like a couple times a week?
Yeah.
And then you're doing trails, lighter trails on the...
Yeah, this is like my long walk days, and then my other walk days I'll do like we did yesterday, something super easy. A lot of times on these Instagram videos, I always say, like, some days are better than others.
Have you always had that, like that kind of like positive attitude to look for something, you know, look for the silver lining?
No. No. We've talked about this. I keep telling you. Like, no. I had to think about, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, I had to rethink about the whole kind of way I looked at shit.
Yeah.
I became a grumpy puss, you know? Became the grumpy old guy. Fucking gorilla. You don't know if you feed him, is he gonna bite me? You don't know, right? Like, and then like, I didn't want to be fucking mean no more, you know? I didn't want to be hateful no more, right? Like, I would have terrible days. I hated every day. For what? You know what I mean? I had one of the easiest jobs ever. I didn't do shit. I was a sergeant major. It's not that hard, you know? But the reality is like, I chose, you know, the choice to smile. That's what it was. The choice to smile and to wake up and say, I'm gonna have a great day. Let's go. I mean, it's not false motivation. If you tell it to yourself enough, you'll start to believe it. Is it false motivation, or is it how the journey begins? You know, that baby step.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? I mean, some days I don't want to do shit. Like, you think I actually want to hike up this fucking mountain? Like, no, I want to go to In-N-Out Burger, get that Flying Dutchman, you know what I mean? But like, I'm here, I fucking eat my meat, my turkey. We walk these trails. Like, I have a goal. This is just, for my goal, this is something you have to do, right? And I learned a while ago, like, and I don't know who said it, but someone in jiu-jitsu was like, you want to be good at jiu-jitsu, you have to do something for jiu-jitsu that's not jiu-jitsu today. Well, that's this, man. That's my cardio.
Just one before we get on. What's a Flying Dutchman?
Oh man, it's the cheese on the patties, but the patties just come in a box.
Oh, no bread?
No bread, no nothing, just patties with cheese, and you can get like 6 of them. Whole box full of patties and cheese, man. What more do you want?
I don't know, man. America. It's crazy. Right.
I know. Well, it's the secret menu. It's the secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now that you know, you're in on the secret. You guys ready to move on? Come on, let's go. This is the worst part of the journey. It's always in the sun. The gravel doesn't let you walk well. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Walking up this hill is the 40%. Sure, you're gonna be tired the whole time, but can't be too tired not to make it. But you still gotta have energy. So whatever happens when you make it. If your mind is one thing and your body's another, it's easy for your mind to be strong, right? But you got to do something physically to make your body strong. But when they're both strong together, then you're onto something. Another thing my coach says, it's not the rocks on the road. It's not the sun beating you down from afar, right? It's none of that. It's your mind telling your body to quit. You think the sun matters? Keep walking. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't your clothes. It ain't your shoes. You know what I mean? I don't like this road, but it ain't the road. And if you're gonna make it, You're gonna make it. The heat, the elevation, set it apart from everything I know. Good job, boys. 43 minutes.
Good fun.
2 minutes faster than normal.
Oh, crap.
Although my fastest is 34.
Oh, damn.
I see this all the time in America. You retire, you're in your 70s. It's like, me and Marge are gonna do that bucket list. Motherfucker, you couldn't climb this. You couldn't make it to this bench.
Yeah.
Like, you missed the best part. Like, you should have been conquering the bigger tasks when you were younger. So when you're old, you kind of done everything. Like, yeah, we're gonna go race Corvettes in Arizona. You know, like something you could do. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna wait to do it, you gotta, like, okay, if you're waiting to do Everest till you retire, don't you think you should be getting fit at that point?
Yeah.
The problem is they're waiting for this, but they do nothing.
Yeah, go climb a smaller mountain. Go, yeah, fine, yeah, do something, yeah, 100%.
The junior brewer have conversations, like, were you guys aware of what was going on? Because, like, if you don't know any different, like, about it, it's quite difficult to understand, right?
We just try to do better. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was a child, my brother was a child, but we knew we could do better than what was going on in our own house on our own.
How did you, because your brothers, you said your brother works, like, got a decent job, works in a career, like, but, like, I guess in the circumstances growing up around that area, like, most people were destined for something, probably to perpetuate what the adults in that situation were doing as well. But both of you have kind of gone a different way. Was there anything that stands out to you that, like, led you both different paths?
I mean, actually, we were on the same path. He joined the Army, right? I joined the Army. He got out of the Army, worked for the Army. I just stayed in the Army, you know what I mean? So we both kind of chose the same path. What's amazing to me about my brother is he's been married for like 30 years, you know? His kids went to college. They had great lives. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's truly a family man. So somehow he pulled that good piece out of our childhood, and, you know, I did not, you know what I mean? But I also think I spent more time with my mom, and the more time I spent with my mom, the more I had a fucked up view of relationships. Only because just as a person, she was kind of bitter, she was kind of mean, you know what I mean?
And there was no safeguarding, no one's, like, pulled you up and said, hey, John, how's family life? Like, what's going on at home? Like, anything like that? Did anyone?
You think anyone, man, f***ing kids come to bruised f***ing school with bruises. You think the f***ing parent, a teacher really wants to f***ing ask? Because then they'll have to f***ing do something about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no one really asked. No one really gave a. No one really gives a f***ing life. People are so ingrained in their own shit. I'm not saying that against people. I'm just saying, you know, you want to deal with that?
What would that have been in, like, the 80s? School-wise? Would it be like
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
70s. You always had, like, a never quit attitude.
Especially when I'm pissed, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think it goes back to kind of getting, I didn't have the best childhood, you know? So I think it goes back to my childhood, and, like, there was f***ing adults I didn't like because they were bad to me, and I wouldn't give you one f***ing second of satisfaction. You want to beat me? I'm not f***ing crying. You know what I mean? Not in front of you, not f***ing ever. So I guess I've kind of always had that mentality. I mean, and then I don't see it as that bad, but it wasn't fucking great either. You know what I mean? And then seems like a lot of other people see it as really bad, even though, like, I don't see it that way. And maybe I don't see it that way because I refuse to be the victim of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A victim would be like, oh man, it was so bad. We got beat all the time. My parents were drunk. I had to live in a, like, well, there was also a lot of great times in there, even though there's a lot of f***ed up times.
What were the great times? So when you say that, what comes to mind?
Man, like, literally, no one ever checked up on us. We could do anything we fucking wanted. You know what I mean? We roamed the neighborhood with the other kids on bikes. Like, we were just fucking free.
We came looking for the truth, We didn't find the devil. We didn't find a saint. We found a man still figuring himself out, just like the rest of us. The legend of Shrek is real, but so is the man called John. And maybe that's a story worth telling.
What is the last city? Minas Tirith. The last battle where it's like up, the city goes up like the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't they just make stairs going out the top? Everyone just would have walked up all the way to the top and got away over the mountains. No?
How you doing? You're right. I got my big shoes on. It ain't this shit. yeah. One, the only one in the family. Luke's got a bit high, but no, like midget. So must be tough living with these little.
This is my confidence in John, is that we're going to leave the red camera directly in the line of fire.
I mean, I've never shot a red camera before. Trust me, I'd really like to, but I don't think today's my day.